What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over the trades that we took today inside the Discord, as well as the game plan going into tomorrow. So today, when it came to SPY, I actually did not take a single trade, and I'll go over why. So when we pull up the 30-minute chart here, you guys know that at the close yesterday, I told you guys that we're not completely out of the woods yet when it comes to the bears. It was kind of a tiny little cross down we had at the close wasn't enough for me to be like, okay, the market's neutral and this is going to go higher. Like I said, on the higher time frames here, we still kind of, looked a little weird when it came to, my bad, this is the wrong side. On the call side, this chart, is it going to go negative? Is it going to pop back above the 50? We really weren't sure. And then also the monthly chart is at the 50 SMA on SPY as well. So it's kind of a big spot today. And right off of open, this is what we looked like on the put side on the 30 minutes. So we end up getting this big candle here. Big candle above the 10 and the 50. Made the chart really weird because of how extended this was. I mean, these contracts at one point were at 6.66, and the 50 and the 10 were all the way down here at like 250. So there's a big gap between the SMAs, and this was a weird cross on the 30-minute chart. So I was still considering the market bearish, but I was definitely a lot more cautious on the short side. And what I wanted to happen was for the 0DT chart here on the 5-minute, this is the wrong side. If we go to the put side here, obviously we got a big gap down on the puts here, and this got a cross. Obviously you're not taking this because of how extended we are from the SMAs. I mean, the contracts were at $2. 10 and the 50 are less than $1 at the time right off of open. And again, I always stay away from these crosses off of open. I'm always waiting at least like 15-20 minutes before I do take any trades. But what I wanted to see happen was this chart pull back to this 50 SMA and then get a closure back above this green line, which is the 10 SMA. Even though the market was bearish, this was not a dip I was confident in taking, just because where we were at on the higher time frames. We had the 50 SMA on the daily time frame on the monthly contracts that expire in November. That's kind of our bigger picture outlook, and we were sitting right at that heavy support. And then also, I don't look at this often, but if we pull up the SPY chart, the regular SPY chart, sitting right at the 50 SMA on the daily. If we go to the daily here, we were sitting right at this 50 SMA on the daily. So with all those things kind of together, and then also if we go to the put side one more time on the on the weeklies here. If we look up the weeklies for the put side, we still were at that 4-hour 50 SMA right here. Obviously we did break above it yesterday, or not yesterday. Was this yesterday or Monday? Yeah, yesterday or Friday we ended up breaking above it, and then again we hit it again today. So still a major area of resistance we were at. So kind of all those things tied together was making me not want to like jump the gun on shorts, and I wanted to see that extra confirmation when it came to taking shorts today, because I knew where we were at on the larger time frames, and it's a potential bottom that could have formed today off the morning dump. So that's kind of what my thought process was when it came to SPY today. And these are just little things that you pick up over time when you trade the system. That's what it's called, what I trade. That's the creator's name of these option charts. It's called the system. And in my opinion, these are just little things that you pick up over time when it comes to your trading with these charts, because there's just these little things that will help you and save you from taking these trades that you don't want to be taking. Like, yes, 30-minute chart was crossing, market was bearish, but was this really a good trade to take at the 50? In my opinion, it wasn't, just because of those higher time frame areas of resistance we're at, and then we're also on that support on the call side for the monthly. So for me, I wanted that reclaim of the 10 SMA to confirm we're going to bounce off that 50, hold the 50, and see that continuation move. So I played it a little bit safer today when it came to SPY, and I didn't take anything when it came to SPY. I didn't call anything out in the Discord. What you could have taken, call cross, but it came at a terrible time. Powell was on at 12:20, and that's exactly kind of when the cross ended up happening. I don't know why I'm drawing here. I have the wrong tool selected, but we got this cross right in here. 10 SMA one above the 50. Again, for a cross to be valid and for you to be able to take it, the 10 SMA has to go above the 50, and this 50 SMA has to be flat or curling up. So on the initial cross right here, there is no entry up until I think probably 12:25 is when that 50 actually ended up curling, and that was 5 minutes into when Powell started talking. So in my opinion, this trade, you wouldn't have taken it. I mean, it's just not a good trade to take when we have Powell on. He could say one thing and absolutely tank it. So when it came to SPY today, there really wasn't much opportunity, wasn't anything to take. There's no entry to go short, no entry really. Okay, there is an entry for longs, but the timing of it, not good to take the entry since we did have Powell on. And then when it came to the 30-minute, again, on the put side, we obviously ended up breaking through it, broke through this support right here. Again, when we get these like massive gap ups, gap downs, and the contracts are super extended, it kind of makes the chart a little bit funky, and this came right back down, broke below the 50. And the good thing was that there was no entry given to go short. You know, I didn't like anything like that 50 dip was really the only trade you could have taken to short. And again, I just didn't like it with where we're at on the higher time frames. And this chart, you know, lost the key support, went negative, and we just saw a push pretty much the rest of the day. So going into tomorrow, market is neutral. Again, we're still at a weird spot. I mean, the 4 hour on the call side is still in a weird spot. We're going negative here on the 4 hour on the call side, and then the daily chart is, you know, starting to go negative. There's still, you know, another we're probably gonna need like 2 more candles to kind of see where we're going to go from here. Is going to prop back above and hold the 50. Don't know yet, too much of a gap between SMAs and our prices to kind of gauge what's going to happen. So, you know, is it going to go negative? Is it going to hold? I have no clue, to be honest. But going into tomorrow, game plan, since we're neutral, a cross on either side of the 0DT chart is what I'm going to be looking for. So, you know, neither side has the trend at the moment. I think we are actually sitting around the 30-minute 50. Yeah, so we are sitting around the 30-minute 50 already on the call side for Friday's expiration. So that's going to be a key area to watch for. See if we could, you know, flip back bullish and see a move higher. But yeah, cross on either side of the premium is what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. 10 SMA reclaims will also work because we are neutral. We don't buy the 50 dips. I know today I didn't buy the 50 dip, but that was kind of you know, that's not the usual scenario going into a trending market. So yeah, cross either side, 10 SMA reclaim, either side will work. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we did for SPY. This game plan for tomorrow. Individual stock I did take today, really good name here, SOUN. I'm just going to drag my trading view chart over, and I'm going to show you guys what I took here. So this was SOUN. This is the daily time frame here, and this is a really good setup. This is what I've been trading more a lot lately when it comes to individual names and for swing trading. I mean, it's very easy to see these kind of setups. I mean, SOUN has made a large move up recently, and it kind of hit this area of resistance right here. I just drew this now, but you know, we came up, tapped here. This area is just a common, you know, rejection point, and we finally started to break above it today. And all I did for my entry point, this resistance isn't, you know, that certain level isn't that big of a deal. My entry is just coming off of the previous high day right here. I mean, as soon as this high day breaks, or as it's breaking, I grabbed some calls, and we broke above it with decent volume right here, broke above it, and you know, we ended up getting a really nice move. This is still trending higher. I think I'm up like 75% on the calls I grabbed for a couple weeks out, but this is just a really, really nice setup that we took. And I mean, there's just so many of these names that happen so often where a stock moves up, moves sideways, and then it finally breaks out. And you know, you don't really have to draw any levels. I know I draw a level right here, but even if you didn't like draw the level, it's very easy to see where that, you know, resistance is. I mean, we're rejecting, broke above that high, and you know, that's kind of that same level where we're rejecting from, and we saw a really, really big move higher. Another one that, you know, that we took recently, I obviously don't hold this still, but look at this, ABAT. I mean, same type of deal here. You know, we're hitting this area, this isn't even really much of a resistance area, it's kind of just consolidation in here, and we finally broke above that high intraday, and I put my stop loss at low day. I don't use the exact level just because a lot of times it will, like, you know, pull back to the moving averages under that level, then break back above and rip. So, you know, my stop loss goes to low day, obviously, as long as the risk isn't too big. If it's, you know, too big of a risk, then I'll probably just go off of like a percentage base if, you know, it's a large green day and I'm taking the breakout still. But yeah, I mean, it's very easy to spot, you know, stock moves up, moves sideways, consolidates, broke out, on this day right here, and then we got the continuation move. Another one that I really like is Poet. I mean, this is a really nice name. It's going higher as we speak, and yeah, big move up, pulled back to the moving averages. I don't have the moving averages on this chart, but that's what happened. We pulled back to, I think, like the 10 SMA or EMA, and we're bouncing right now, and it's probably going to end up trending a lot higher. I mean, this chart is very clean, and the volume is looking nice. We just need a higher volume green day to kind of push this thing higher. But it's simple. Stock goes up, moves sideways, pulls back a little bit, lower volume dies out, it breaks out, and then we see the continuation of the trend. So this is kind of how I've been playing the individual names. It's a little bit different from what I am typically posting, but I just feel like it's really easy to spot, and it happens so often, and there's so many stocks out there that this happens on, and I literally just use a screener on Webull to give me names of like maybe what stocks are strong for the day when the market's down, to kind of recognize which stocks are going to rip heavy on days that the market does pump. And this was one that I actually found on, what was it, Friday? On Friday, I mean, this was green on Friday. Coors, I mean, this thing was green on Friday when the whole market dumped. I mean, that's telling me this is a really strong name. And right here, you could literally see it. We broke above these highs right here, and look at the move we're getting a nice move higher. And this is also a weekly breakout. So you can see right here, we have this trend line right here. People always clown on other people that use like trend lines, but for me, it's not even like a point of entry. It's more so just seeing what we look like, because these breakouts work, and they've proven to work. Some, like, the most successful traders are trading, or they have traded breakouts. Like, that's what they do. It works so well. You just have to be able to recognize what stocks are strong, and just kind of the pattern that forms. I mean, it's simple. We end up chopping around up in here. We finally broke above these highs. I mean, you could even draw a little mini trend line right here, but pretty simple. We broke above these highs, and now we're seeing continuation move today. Lower volume day, but I would expect Coors to trend higher over the next week or two. I mean, the monthly chart is breaking out as well, so highest time frame breakout right there. I expect this stock to go a lot higher. So that's a little bit of insight on how I'm trading these individual names, and then I still glance at the 30-minute charts on the weeklies for individual stocks, like for the system wise. But when it comes to recently, this is kind of how I've been doing it when it comes to stocks. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a sub. If you guys want to learn, join our Discord down below. It's where I'm posting all these trades and where I'm at all day, to kind of give you my thoughts on what I'm looking for when it comes to SPY, and then also some names I like for stocks, and then also helping you guys, if you have any questions, and helping you guys understand how I trade the system. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm out. Peace.